sessions. The first one I went to was about the role of the neighbourhood council, and because I've been on this council for a year and I really wasn't involved in it before that. Now I'm secretary, and it was really good at putting into place some of the ground rules and the context in which neighbourhood councils work. I went to one on lobbying, how to lobby your local government officials, which I didn't too much register with me because I didn't do that very much. But the other one I went to that was interesting was that there was a competition, you have to correct me if I'm wrong with the details here, within the neighbourhood councils for projects that they had undertaken which involved outreach in the community. And they actually had, I think, 45 nominations for projects that have been done around the 95 neighbourhood councils. And of those 45 nominations, they actually had 7 winners. And what they had on this particular panel was they had the 7 winners come out and talk about, you know, what they had done. Northridge, is it Northridge or Chatsworth had done that clean-up project?
Northridge East. Yeah.
Northridge East did the project. And then Reseda down the road here, whose president is Kevin Taylor, who we know quite well. He's heavily involved in elections. They did a project where they did outreach with local businesses, and they had a project, for instance, called, I think it was spend $25 on the 25th. And the idea was that, you know, everybody in the community went out on the 25th of the month, which I think was a Saturday, and spent $25 at a local business. Apparently they did quite well with that. So there was some interesting kind of outreach ideas, and just showed the kind of some of the lateral thinking that goes on all around the city and some of the other boards. It was a very interesting Congress overall. There were a ton of tables there with outreach from all kinds of people, bicycle organizations and local services and Staples, I think it was, or no, Office Depot had a table there. It was just a ton of information, so it was a very interesting day.
Thank you. Maria, you also attended. You want to make any comments?
Yeah, real quick. I attended the ones that I thought were particularly interesting was Save Our Streets and Sidewalks and that kind of a thing. Basically, yes, we do have a terrible situation here with our sidewalks and streets and potholes and that kind of a thing. We have many F and D level streets that need to be repaired. But the question is, where is the money going to be coming from? Initially, it was proposed as a bond measure to increase taxes, but Councilmember Englander suggested maybe looking at 24 different options of funding and ways that money can be saved. So that is back in committee. Very interesting debate we saw at that particular conference. Also, I attended the one on the realignment of city departments and basically planning and building and safety. Again, there's a lot of concerns. Matrix Consulting has been hired to expedite that, but there are many questions about that, and right now that has been put on hold. That decision has been put on hold as well, and city council members need to look at some more reports from the consulting agency. So that was a really great experience. It really was.
Thank you.
Dave, can I make one more comment?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was one thing which I think we all might find interesting. I did not know about this, so I'm just going to let you know. There is an app now which you can download for your smartphone from the 311 people. You know, the 311 is the number you can dial in Los Angeles. It's the non-emergency number, everything from, you know, dead animals in the street to potholes to questions about anything. And they have an app now which you can download, and it kind of gives you information. And I downloaded it, and it's very useful indeed. And I would encourage you, if you have a smartphone, just to look up that app, the 311 app, and download it. They also have a national app which Los Angeles is participating in. That's a pothole app. And this is kind of amazing. If you see a pothole in the street, you just take a picture of the pothole and you press the button, and it knows that you're in Los Angeles, and it zaps the picture and the GPS location off to the transportation department, so they know where the pothole is. So, you know, it's very good. And you can also find that I think on the Dunn website and also on the LA City website. But I highly encourage you to look at the pothole app and the 311 app. Easy to find, very useful.
Thank you. I think we're going to, once we get by the events this Saturday, we'll put some information about those on
Some of
the
that on the
website.
website, yeah.
All right. Thank you both for your input. That concludes my report. We're going to go to board issues and updates. We're going to skip the first, yes, sir.
Why don't we reopen public comment for a couple minutes?
Yes, go ahead. Well, we have you on the
Point
agenda.
of
Oh,
order,
no.
point of order, public comment has ended.
It's okay.
You're on the agenda if that's what you want to.
No, I just wanted to introduce the board to the new school principal over at Henry.
Do that when we get to your agenda. Thank you. All right, let's go to discussion and possible board action to support the Recreation and Parks annual Halloween event, not to exceed $500. We have a representative tonight from the Parks Department, Recreation and Parks Department.
Point of order, please.
Sir,
I'm making a point of order, Mr. President.
excuse me.
Yeah, no, so normally the point of order is she referred to the board member?
I can
Yes.
explain that. Thank you, Young.
Thank you very much.
You are not a board member, sir.
As a member of the public, according to the Brown Act, I can stand up and make a point of order, Mr. Bouvet. And my point of order is...
No, sir, you may not stand up and make a
Yes, I
point of
may.
order. That's reserved for a board member.
Okay.
You may make
Go
any
ahead,
objection.
I'll wait till the appropriate moment,
Thank
and
you.
I may raise my objection.
When we get to an item,
Go ahead.
you may speak
Go
on
ahead.
the agenda item.
Go ahead.
All right. Do you want to say anything about this event for Halloween?
Yes.
Please come up and introduce yourself.
Hello, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Evelyn. I'm a rec assistant for Grand Hills Rec Center. And today I'm here on behalf of Annette Dibb, who is our coordinator. She couldn't be here, she's out sick. She's actually on vacation, but got sick on vacation. So unfortunate, but so I'm here to talk about our Halloween event that is going to be coming up. It's going to be October 31st from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. inside of our gym. And the main reason we want to have this event, we're completely doing it for free, so no charge to the public. We used to do it with tickets, so they could come in, purchase tickets, and then kind of use those tickets for games and things. But for the past couple of years, we do want to do it for free. It keeps the kids out of the street. It gives them a safe place to go to on Halloween night. And it gives the parents a chance to bring their kids in and have a family event. So we are able to have a space for neighborhood council booth. We do need help with our donations to cover the cost of our supplies, so things like goodie bags and games and treats and things like that we want to give to the kids. We don't want them to have to pay for it. I think that's about it.
All right.
Again, it's October 31st, Halloween night.
Thank you, Evelyn. Now, Gary?
I've got a question for everyone.
Okay.
I unfortunately learned that LAPD won't be putting on their haunted house this year because there was some issue with the venue that they were going to be doing over at the House Center. And is there a haunted house or anything like that at this, or is this more of a kind of a gathering around?
We're trying to do it fun and happy for the younger kids. We do want everybody to come in. We're not trying to do it too scary. The theme is going to be pirate. So there's some areas that are going to be cute pirate, some areas are going to be scary pirate. In the past, we've had our dance room kind of converted into a walk-in sort of haunted house thing. And we do warn the kids, like this is a little bit more scary, so we'll let them know. I'm not too sure if we're going to do that for dance room this year, but it's not going to be very scary, so not too haunted this year. More fun. Any other questions?
Before we have any more questions, Anthony, the director, reflect Mr. Wallace, all right?
Ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
Sure. Evelyn. Last name is spelled like Gregory with O-N-A at the end. Gregory Yona. It's easier.
All right, are there other questions? Yes, sir? Not to exceed? Right. This is a request for that. All right,
I
now,
can say something, or you can put a motion first?
No, we need a motion first, and I'm gonna allow public comment. Okay, do we have a motion for this event? Pardon me? Yes, you may sit down, Evelyn, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. Do I have a motion? I'll make the motion. Motion made by Joe Lyle, seconded by Darren Lopez, that we support this Halloween night, not to exceed $500. All right, public comment, Ms. Kuzman, you had your point.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to report that your meeting was not agendized in accordance with the Dunn regulations that require it be posted in the 5 locations that are in conformance with the Brown Act. The Brown Act says those locations have to be open 24 hours a day and accessible to the public. That was not the case. The library is not accessible to where it's posted, nor is the Granada Pavilion. Not only that, there were 2 agenda meetings posted. 2 locations have a meeting agenda that has 2 pages, and this was the first one drawn up at about 5 o'clock on Monday. And then there's a second agenda that has 3 pages, and it is posted in 2 other locations. So therefore, the noticing was not done in compliance with the Brown Act. I did not get my email 72 hours in advance, nor were the meeting minutes uploaded to the Dunn website as according to Dunn regulations.
First of all, the agendas, although there are 2 different versions, are identical. They were posted that way to ensure that they would be visible to the public pedestrian at the chamber and also on the Park and Recreation window. My understanding of the Brown Act, and I confirmed this with the city attorney, is that you need 1 location that's visible from the
Melvin,
from the
parliamentarian.
Melvin, you may weigh in on this if you like.
One location has to be visible 24 hours.
Yes,
And
and we have 2 locations.
Council.
Under certificate.
We post in the window at Postal Plus, which is where our physical address is. We also post in the window on the bulletin board at the Chamber of Commerce. Both of those are visible to passing traffic 24 hours a day. Additionally, we normally post in the window of the Recreation Center, which is also visible to ongoing traffic. The 2 places that we do not post is the library, which has a bulletin board inside, and the pavilion, for which we provided out of our own funds a bulletin board just inside the entrance. So I believe we are in conformance with the Brown Act, and thank you for your point of order, but I think it's not well taken. So, sir?
He's supposed to email it. It's an illegal meeting. It hasn't been posted.
Sir, I replied to you. Thank you. All right, on the motion, is there any discussion? Seeing none, we're ready to vote. This is a funding request. We're going to vote by hand. All those in favor, raise your hand, please. What do you get? 13? 14 with the chair not voting. Okay.
According to Brown Act, I'm requesting a reconsideration of your motion, as the item was not agendized in accordance with the law and Dunn regulations.
Sir?
Can I ask, we have a hostile person in the room that we can have him leave?
Yeah.
You know what? You're not getting anything accomplished.
Yeah, sir, if you're going to continue to disrupt the meeting, I'm going to ask you to leave. As simple as that.
Can you issue a warning?
I just did. Thank you. All right, next item of business, discussion of possible board action to support the...
Hold on, Dave, we didn't quite finish that vote. We got the...
I'm sorry. Well, I think it was unanimous.
I got a unanimous vote of 14.
Yeah. I saw all hands up, so I didn't call for no's or
Okay,
abstentions.
that's fine.
All right, the next item of business, discussion of possible board action to support the annual Granada Hills Holiday Parade, not to exceed $2,500. Before we have discussion, I'd like a motion and a second, please. Motion by Mr. Mansker, is there a second? seconded by Sal Polsted. All right, I'm going to, yes, Jerry?
Mr. President, as I'm the president of the chamber, I'm going to recuse myself from this vote. Excuse me. Discussion.
Thank you. You want to present, then you'll have to.
No sneaking there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna present it, but then I'll recuse myself because I'm on the Chamber of Commerce Board and on the parade committee. But as I mentioned earlier, there are over 4,000 participants in this parade. It's huge. This is our, the 30th year of this parade. That's been during the holiday season. It actually started previously, and there was a summer parade, but that sort of fell apart. I don't know what happened to it, but they changed it to the holiday parade, and that's been going for 30 years.
Wow.
So we are one of the longest standing parades in the valley. We have real judges at our parade, which is, it's a big deal. We pay for real judges so that bands that practice all year long can actually do it as a competition. So we get anywhere from 10 to 12 high school and junior high bands, and that's important. It encourages music, it encourages art, it encourages, and this year's theme, by the way, is favorite holiday traditions. It's a great theme this year because it can go with any religion, any type of thing. So the donations, obviously, by the chamber, is by the neighborhood council, is obviously very important. I'm going to now recuse myself.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Oh, it's on Sunday, December 8th.
8.
December 8th.
All right, thanks, Bonnie. We'll take it from here.
Have a comment? Motion has been made, you're taking discussion?
Yes. Public comment?
I'm concerned about spending this much money after the neighborhood council's budget was cut by so much. I recall at the end of the fiscal year, $5,000 went out to the high school, and then somebody came in that was really needy, and there weren't funds available for this council to help that organization, because we tend to go, it appears that the money just disappears as quickly as it comes in here. I think we need to be a little bit more prudent, and that maybe somewhat half of this might be appropriate rather than $2,500, which is almost 3/4 of 7.5% of your budget.
Yes, thank you. Discussion on any other public comment? Yes, Mr. Howard?
I like the idea of supporting the parade. I kind of like to see it go into something specific. And
I'll address that when you're done.
Yeah, but I think it's one of the biggest events in Granada Hills. It's televised, and people from all over the San Fernando Valley comes to watch this parade, and I think it's in our best interest to support it as much as we can.
Thank you, Mark. Any other public comment? All right, hearing none, I just want to comment that as you all know, or should know at this point, Dunn has revised their criteria for grants, and actually for any other expenditures. So we can support this event, but we can't give directly to the chamber because they are not a 501c3. But we can support it, and we can support it in a couple different ways. I suggest the best way to do this would be to direct the money towards banner support, because not only are the banners visible, but we will have our names on the banners as the banner sponsors. So we're going to get some outreach, bang for our buck, so to speak, if we do that. So when the chamber brought this up, my thought immediately was, let's go, if we're going to dedicate this, it should be with the understanding that it will go towards banners, and it will get credit for that right on the banners. So that's how the money will be dedicated. Any other discussion with the board members? All right. Can we have an amendment to the motion that it would be directed towards banners? So moved by Mr. Mansker. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Trammell. All right, on the amended motion, that the money would be directed towards banners, any discussion on that? All right, I'm not hearing any discussion. We're ready for a vote on the amendment. All those in favor of the amendment signify by raising your hand, please. I see everyone's hand up. All right, so
That's gonna count.
12. All right. On the main motion as amended, any other discussion? Any further discussion on the main motion as amended? All right, hearing none, we're ready to vote. Please signify by raising your hand, please. All those in favor? And it looks like it's unanimous. Thank you. Vote is 12-0 with the chair not voting. All right. Mark, would you be so kind as to ask Mr. Askew and Ms. first?
Oh, sure.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you, Mark. Okay, let's go on to the next item, please. This is discussion and possible board action to support Patrick Henry Middle School music program not to exceed $1,000. Kevin, now if you and the principal would come up and present, we'll start with a motion and then ask you to come up and present. Do I have before we start, do I have a motion? Motion by Gina Greshner, is there a second? Seconded by Eric Manson. All right, Kevin, if you would start and then you turn it over to the principal and,
Sure.
sir, I believe you've been here once before, haven't you?
Yeah.
And introduced yourself, I thought you had. Go ahead.
For members of the committee, my name is Kevin Davis, I'm actually president for the Trails Neighborhood Council. But I'm here on behalf of my son and his school, Patrick Henry, because we're trying to get money to refurbish our ukulele program. As mentioned when you're talking about the Christmas parade, they actually did perform in the Christmas parade last year. But as you know, budget is tight for the school districts, and they're looking for additional money to refurbish and to buy additional ukuleles as an auxiliary, as an additional program besides the typical reading, writing, arithmetic stuff they teach over there, to enhance the learning process over there. Mr. Biscara, who's in charge of the program, couldn't make it tonight because they have parent-teacher conferences over there, so he asked me to come and speak on his behalf as a parent rep and ask for the board's consideration on this issue.
And you gave us your neighborhood purpose grant tonight.
I did, and I also did submit a budget to you previously. As some of you know, I've been here several times.
You're almost a board member at this point.
And who's the other gentleman?
This is Mr. Castillo. He is the new. Actually, you wrote it down. Okay. He is the principal of Rep. Patrick Henry, and he asked for a few minutes of my time to introduce himself and to let the board meet him.
Absolutely. Principal Castillo, please come forward.
Thank you.
Say a few words.
Hello, well, I've been here before. My name is Jose Costello. I'm the proud principal of Patrick Henry Middle School, and as Mr. Davis mentioned, budget is very tight, to the point where we almost lost our music program. We had one courageous teacher, a math teacher, whose name is Mr. Bascara, who stepped up and said, I would like to take on an extra class to teach music. And I said, I didn't know math teachers could teach music, and he said, I actually teach ukulele. So we started to teach ukulele, and believe it or not, it caught on like wildfire. These kids, if you ever walk to our campus in the morning, are strumming every morning. You think you're on an